Yo guys, hello Coach Gavin here. We are doing a little bit of a Agurin gameplay review. First of all, I want to talk about the fact that congratulations for him, he reached that 4k LP, so the rank 1 and the rank 2 account belongs to him. In total he does have over 4k LP currently, and so his signature pick is Jarvan. He does have also the highest win rate on Jarvan. He does actually have some flex, some AP picks as well if his team requires it, but he mainly is a very big Jarvan lover. Kha'Zix is also there, but he's a very big Jarvan lover. It doesn't matter if Jarvan is meta, if Jarvan is off meta, maybe he plays him a little less, but it's always Jarvan gonna be his favorite. So this pick used to be very popular in the past. More so Jarvan was perma picked in pro play. Now these days it's less so much picked unless there is like a specific synergy, obviously like misfortune or whatnot, but it's still gonna be now and then picked even in pro play. So let's just straight up jump into his gameplay and let's see how does the best jungler in the world play the game. So early on he does start with a solid E. That's the ability you wanna start with. Jarvan also notably received a buff recently. For people that didn't know, 1% extra damage on his passive. Slightly helps with, you know, early game ganks, jungle camps, because usually they have lots of HP. He starts with AE and we can see scaling boots. He does have Cosmic Insight for more smites and EQ flash plays. You know, General, Conqueror, Triumph, Cut Down for extra upfront damage, Legend Alacrity. And I'm not sure if on Jarvan Alacrity is better or Legend Haste. I mean, he already gets attack speed from his E, from his kit. I'm not 100% sure which one is better on Jarvan, but he goes for Legend Alacrity. Does actually have one attack speed, one adaptive force, okay. So I think he wants to start Raptors, but I think it's also kind of revealed in a way that he starts Raptors, because he been kind of like perma spamming his E in this bush to see if they are invading. Because Jax is not covering in the best possible way either, right? So, which he gets pissed off, right? People are not covering, but it's fine. I mean, there's a ward where Poppy is the Jax right here, maybe, or something, so maybe a bit. No, actually, he does start. What does he want to let us? It's Raptors? No, it's not Raptors, so he goes for his blue. So he does commit for his blue. He wants to pad towards Jax. Now, the top lane matchup can be volatile, especially if people go for quite a lots of fight on top side. So for now, he's just clearing, and so the reasoning why he wants to pad top side is because bot is kind of difficult to be ganked, because like I know Hwei, they have some slows, they have some CC, but the issue is this type of CC abilities are kind of slow paced, and for example these flame chompers are usually used as a follow-up for a CC from Hwei, not as an upfront ability. So they're kind of better at like front to backing instead of like engaging, so he kind of wants to actually pad top lane. Maybe he can try a mid lane gank, but not really. Usually it's not really possible if Syndra plays well, unless if she's way too cocky. So as I said, there will be some heavy trades on the top side. Jax does actually run Grasp for early game short trades. His E notably not a long time ago got nerfed, but Fiora doesn't have D shields, which is also a positive thing to look at, because it means that she will be generally less healthy, right, early on. Of short trades, oh, he didn't actually wait for his E, the Jax. Oh, this Jax is getting a bit freaked. But there is a lot of emphasis for Jax for now to push, get that grasp, get that level 2, you know, perhaps that prio. And in here he does actually force in time. Fiora didn't manage to really quickly put a point in. Oh, has a play in here going on. Meantime, Agurin clears the jungle. Oh, okay. So as I said, usually these type of champions do actually go like Jax can force heavy trades or short trades into Fiora. So there is a ward where you actually get a. Oh, he actually already healed. Yep. So this is a volatile matchup where either way, you know, either way it could happen that they get kills. Couldn't Jax just try to like shove a part of this wave? But maybe he could been tried, but it's whatever for now. Just to get that extra long sword instead of like a glowing moat. But it's whatever. Maybe he was scared of Poppy, right? So he keeps clearing and clearing. So the first blood is done, but he's aware that Fiora does not have flash. Now the notable thing is that Poppy is kind of good at counter ganking Jarvan because of her W. So people that didn't know, Poppy's W does cancel dashes, right? So that can be a bit concerning. But in melee range, like in very close range, it doesn't cancel dashes. Just saying for people that didn't really know it. In insane close range, it doesn't really cancel them. Now, let's see what's going on in here. So I think he wants to go for a tricky top gank. Now, he visually saw it as well before that Fiora did not ward this. But I think first of all he's committing for the Scuttle Scrub because Fiora is on the rather defensive side. So when Scuttle Scrub is not spawning, don't sit on the Scuttle Scrub, don't sit on it. Just actually stay in this position where you can either, if Fiora commits, maybe gives up her W because she wants to mind game Jax's Z, but she doesn't succeed. You know, basically he could punish that because she doesn't have flash, but it's just really dependent on, like, you see, like, it's just really dependent on like how likely someone gonna go for a fight. But basically this is, I think this is fine as well if he goes for a EQ flash. EQ flash, yeah, good. So I think he had only a slight mistake. He only had a slight mistake, I think. So the Scuttle Scrabs are very low on value. These days it's like a cannon minion amount of gold, but it provides more XP. So sometimes you may want to actually drop it just to rotate for a certain thing, because he knows for a reason that Fiora didn't ward. Fiora did not ward this because he saw it with his eyes that one time Fiora died in the middle of the lane, the other time she TP'd back, insta-walked towards the wave, so she never actually walked in this area to ward the bush. So I think it may be a slight mistake actually to not drop this Scuttle Scrub and rotate back to top lane, because now Fiora didn't have parry for 21 seconds actually, and maybe he could then go for a flash play. Like, I think we go slightly back as well, like exactly when Fiora used her parry, look. But I guess he didn't have EQ though, so it's kind of a mind game, right? In here it's a bit like questionable if in here it's a bit questionable, right? If Fiora will go and if Fiora will stay on the defensive side, but I think once Fiora did actually, like, look, in here he didn't use his EQ up yet, right? He didn't use his EQ. And so Fiora players will either like succeed or fail to parry Jax's E, right? But what's gonna happen is that regardless, the W will be given up even if she gets upfront stunned or something. So I would say probably at this point he could, like, when he saw the Jax's E, right? At this point he could then just like turn back, or maybe try for a lane gank, because I feel like it's not really that high on value Scuttle Scrap to not hover instead, in my opinion. Okay. I just feel like maybe if he EQ flashed right now, wasn't there a word where he saved him? He did it, but yeah. Yeah, I feel like maybe if he dropped the Scuttle Scrab, like, even so, like, it depends at which stage, but I feel like maybe if he dropped it, you know, probably could Ben drop it, potentially, because, like, Fiora didn't have flash, so even if Fiora, like, you know, Q's away, I mean, basically, what's gonna happen is very simple, you know, he could flash after him, or, you know, she Q's. So in here it's kinda interesting what he does, because the wave would normally get stuck and he needs to clear the melee minions. It's a cannon wave as well. So because Fiora doesn't have TP and he feels it's very likely Poppy is not around currently because her camps are not here and there is not much for her to gank. I mean, she would be basically here the Poppy, so even if she walks top lane it wouldn't be concerning after the full clear. Basically in here it's just very simple, you know, he actually pulls the wave, he dies, but it doesn't really matter because now it will take somewhat more time, obviously, to die, you know, and walk out of the base. But the thing is, if you kill yourself here, at least the wave will be in a better spot. The minions will be denied. The wave will push back towards the Jax that already has a advantage. And so the notable thing is that this Castle Scrap would be gone anyways. Bot lane has to back anyways. So it's not like he could do anything significant with that slight amount of uptime he could have by just recarrying instead of like going under tower, dying, while allowing the Jax to have a better wave state. So definitely well played. You don't see this from junglers, by the way. Definitely well played on his part. Really shows off his expertise. Really shows off the fact that why he is the rank 1 jungler, right? Because there are so many calculations, perhaps hidden calculations that go through his head. So it does actually clear out that ward. He brought a control ward, okay. So Poppy's in the bush, we revealed it. Is there something crazy? Oh, he got Conqueror Sex. So there are some abilities that will make a sound effect when you hit an enemy champion. Some of them don't. But basically, you get always a Conqueror Sex. That's where you can know that someone is in the bush. Okay, so it looks like Poppy is caught. She's looking to flash. Oh, what happened to his EQ though? Like Poppy used her W, no? Maybe he thought that I just weird. Like in here, maybe he was scared of a Janna Q, but if he commits, if he anyways commits, I'm just like thinking like, yeah, like maybe he just forgot to E. I'm not sure why maybe he was scared he gonna be in a bad spot and he gonna get EQ'd. Maybe he gonna get E'd by Poppy after his E, but I think she would die after, no? Like it looks like it's a trade. I think he was a bit scared actually. I think he was a bit scared actually for Janna Q probably. So if he EQs then that can be a bit scary, but I think if he gets caught here he's dead anyway, so maybe then he kinda wants to get that E damage, that knock up, right, that attack speed buff for Jinx, right, to get those rockets off. Maybe it would help to get an extra rocket off to secure that lethal damage, you know. Or maybe he was scared of like Poppy's flash, right? Maybe he was actually trying to like... But I guess if Poppy flashes he eats the Jarvan anyways, no? But I think at the end of the day, like this is fine. Like maybe he could ban UCZ in some way before he dies. Even though like it's kind of a mind game in a way if I think about it, right? But he could ban regardless, like UCZ, like you know, after his Q. Like that would at least help a lot Jinx, you know, that little damage, that little amount of attack speed, right? So it doesn't actually commit for Drake yet. Wait. Yeah, it doesn't commit for Drake yet. I do believe because like Syndra doesn't have TP, but like it can be risky, right? It can be risky because like Galio has to recall 100% and they don't have the best possible damage. Jinx has a huge recall on her, so I think most likely the reasoning behind that is that there is a fair reason that Poppy could be perhaps around because her Raptors are up. So if she rushed Drake, then that could be a bit concerning, you know. So I think that's why he kinda like dropped it, because maybe it's a possibility that it's also maybe warded, you know, because no one has Oracle yet, so it's like he doesn't really commit to this flip. Definitely well played on his part. So even as a jungler, if your team hard pings it, starts it, whatever, you gotta know, you gotta exactly know that if you can gank this, if you can get this objective done, because like if you like look, like your teammates can be very wrong about many things, just because they also don't specifically play jungle. So they may don't, like in a way they don't understand 100% your role. And sometimes the same thing can apply to you. So I would say if you are in higher ranks, maybe sometimes you could listen to the opinions of your teams as well, because maybe they can come up with something smart, you know. So he's looking to clear his Raptors. He's getting a gank off, maybe? Maybe he's trying for a gank. No, he's actually... No, he wants to get actually like grabs to get that sweet 6, I think. To get that sweet level 6, you know, get that item progression, right? So he brought a pickaxe and a longsword. Sadly, Iron Whip doesn't exist anymore, right? That was the good recall before. Every German player remembers it. So potentially, like Fiora does have a parry, does have a W. It's a bit scary, right? I think it's a bit scary to gank top lane, so probably chooses to get Scuttle first, I think. He chooses to get the Scuttle first. Mid doesn't have flash, but it does look like she is not in the best spot to be ganked. I think she's looking to recall. So I think what he is aiming for is to get the gank off. Top side, huh? So he's waiting for Fiora to give up her Q. She doesn't have flash yet. And then he can ore, you know. I think let's see what happens. So her flash is coming up though. So the more we wait, the worse it gets. So Jax does commit in time, good. He does get his ore off. Fiora misses her EQ. Now her flash is not up yet, but oh, 2 seconds. She must be mad. So he definitely knew it. Like I think Agurin definitely knew it that we have to commit. We have to commit. We have to go in because her flash is coming. And I mean, I guess he would ore after her, but it's better to spare ore and kill her before her flash is up, you know? To secure really quick that kill to get... Is Syndra overstaying? She's kind of diveable. Maybe for consistency purposes he waits for his flash. Kind of diveable, maybe if he hits another Q, that's potentially diveable. Now Poppy is most likely bot side, and the bot lane doesn't have an easy way to like set up a gank. Probably there's a possibility she's raking if she's flipping it, but for now it does look like that it's very risky, right? Because we have a Galio, right? Someone broke the plan, so Poppy is around. So Poppy is around, but Demacia arrived. He killed him. Galio got electrocuted. Galio went in for some really good pokes before that just really helped a lot to secure that kill. Now he goes back to CSing. The reason why he does not do Drake even though his team is ahead. Galio is forced to recall, so he cannot ore in. Right? So if Galio would be healthy, then maybe there is an argument to go there, because even though Galio stays mid to siege, maybe get plays, get minions, he can still ore in. But the issue is he doesn't have ore. He has synergy with Galio obviously, but he doesn't have ore. And his bot lane, for now, it looks like it does look like that it's sort of risky to commit for it. So he doesn't really like risky plays in general. Wait, Poppy is stealing it. Do I hear it correctly? It looks like Poppy is flipping a camp. I think this will be a camp fight. It's maybe a camp fight. He does give it up. What? Q. Oh! He got it. Okay. Nah, it's jungle gap already. Level 7, level 5, that's very concerning. Because she messed up the flip. Like, that was extremely risky. Because first of all, he's ahead with levels, items, right? So, she only has like tank defensive items, the Poppy. Plus the Galio can like arrive way faster with his ore than a Syndra. So, it was a very easy fight for him to take, because obviously we had good information on Janna and on top lane. So he really likes to like take these very calculated plays where he knows everything, he knows everyone wherever they are on the map. He knows if he can take this opportunity, if he can take this opportunity, he's totally fine with giving up certain things, because that's like part of being a good jungler. Like, you gotta know how to give up certain things, how to not like basically like how to not give in to your desperations and go for an in-play. For example, if you press R as Rengar but you don't get a kill opportunity, then don't jump in just to die, you know, because that could end up as a grief. Or if you play Maokai, you know, or Olaf, like if the play goes wrong, you wasted your R. Sometimes it can happen, and sometimes you should be fine with it, because sometimes it happens that people give up a flash, give up a R, like something, you know, and like a K-Lord that has a long cooldown, and you lose the opportunity, but that's fine, because it's just a trade of ultimates, you know. Holy fuck, the sun is really beating into my eyes. What the frick? I can barely see anything. Wait, I need to like position. Holy fuck, man. The sun is suddenly beating. Yo! Yo! I cannot sidestep that IRL. Wait, so I have to... Bro, what the what if I take my... Nope, it doesn't have taking my Bro, what? Wait. I'm getting blinded by the sun. Lidl, please save me. Alright, thank you. Does this help? low-key. But there is... doing this is fine, I guess. I have to lean downwards, I guess. God, it suddenly started beating into my eyes so badly. So what happened? So he did get his Eclipse, that's his general first item. So the reason behind Eclipse on Jarvan is very simple, gives a solid shield, high amount of damage. His Q has a high AD ratio, his R does have a very high AD ratio. So just for the flat damage itself, for the shield gives some extra bruisery stats, some percentage extra damage. So that combined with your passive, that's basically 14% HP based damage. So you have some anti-tank capabilities, right, on Jarvan, while you also have a solid amount of durability. So it gives a little bit of everything that you want to have on Jarvan. Now, the notable thing about Agurin in here, he took 2 grabs, and he's fine with it. So sometimes you can take 1 void grab, sometimes you can take 2 void grabs, but the third one often is very risky because Galio can't Torin, he's too low. Jax is not in the best spot to rotate, and he lacks information on Syndra, he lacks information on Janna. Janna could very easily roam with these items especially. So as you can see, he's totally fine with giving, he's very calculated on what he does, so he's totally fine with giving up certain things, because if he dies with a bounty, then he's gonna lose that grab regardless. So he's very aware of that, and instead of that, he's looking to actually like, I'm not sure, I think Jax will kill anyways the Fiora, but maybe he's looking to get an assist. You know, he got the assist because like, the funny thing about Jarvan is always throw in an E. Always throw in an E because like your E will allow you to give some attack speed to your teammates. So even if it doesn't hit the enemy champion, that will still count to be as an assist. So that's actually a good thing. Can my camera still see me? Because I lean downwards. Yeah, but the sun rays are killing me, guys. I'm sorry. I cannot stay. What if I just low-key... This does not fix shit, right? Oh my god, now it's beating into my eyes from the other direction. There's no way of fixing that, right? Maybe it is just... Nah, I have to lean downwards. For now. I'm getting yanked by the sun. Now, what's our next step? What do we do next? He does actually buy, so usually the second item is Thunder Sky generic bruiser setup. You see that on Lee Sin, you see that on Sinzao. Eclipse into Thunder. Let's actually secure a Drake. So now he is well aware of like most of the outcomes, because we do have Galio to perhaps rotate in. Hubei is not yet here, but Jinx is in a decent position right now to perhaps look for some type of... probably not the best actually, because this could be very dangerous of an area. But I think he's well aware that Poppy is at least not in the close approximation. Otherwise, by the way, if Poppy tries to ult you away, you have to ult Poppy as Jarvan, because like you're unstoppable during the leap. Which just simply helps you, you know, to like not be knocked back and secure that smite kill if you get into like some flippy smite fights by chance. That's a really good thing to know. Also helps you to dodge more Dar as well, insane. So if you're ever scared to gank more, then that's useful, you know. Looks like it's a dive angle, so Galio does actually go for a very offensive build. Looks like Galio will look for a taunt, he does look for a taunt, EQ does not connect in time. The taunt didn't last long enough. Oh, the Q misses, but I think it does flash out actually. That was a very good flash, by the way. That was an insanely good flash, because he kept his flash for Poppy's E. He kept the flash for Poppy's E, which just simply helped him to like dodge that stun. So look at the stun. Even now he's holding into his flash, right? And so like what he is flashing is Poppy Z. So watch, look, in here Poppy gets a wall angle. And exactly when she is, he flashes, which just helps Agurin to dodge that E. Because the thing about Poppy Z, if you flash, like he blink away, it gets disjointed. So even if he would have like a wall angle like here or something, this gets completely disjointed, so this doesn't connect at all. For example, Pantheon's W would stun you regardless if you flash, just as an example, but Poppy's E gets completely disjointed. Then he EQs out, and basically is about to like, just simply about to like get out of this fight. He maintains his bounty. His bounty is even higher right now after this fight. And what do we do here? What do we do here? It does look like his jungle item is almost finished. Now Poppy goes for a supportive build because she's useless behind to peel her teammates, because they have quite lots of damage champions anyways. Now the problem with Poppy's build is that her armor kinda gets penetrated by some extent, and she's not very useful. Obviously, like, she can't 1v1 shit right now because she's behind. So she's helping her team to some degree, but I feel like in general she's useless. So this is the stage where it's like, it's very hard to recover from for Poppy. This is the stage where you are actually quite he does actually get these camps. So for now I think he's just CSing. He's at max, just like maximizing out his CS potential, I think, and I think for now he's just like looking for a collapse. I think looking for a good collapse. Because everyone is revealed. Everyone is revealed at most that they are on top side. And even though Janna is not revealed, you can actually like know if the enemy support is revealed by looking at the shield. Right, either looking at the animation of the shield or on the icon if it's confusing for you. So Janna is also there, just saying, it's a cool little trick you can learn if you don't exactly see the enemy support. And so the reasoning why he wants to go bot lane is because Syndra doesn't have a flash. She's the one that's sent to cover this, because it looks like Fiora is topside, and so one Herald usually equals one tower if people play well, usually. But in here we're gonna take down a tier 2 tower plus a kill. So he actually does value it more than a Herald that gets overgrouped by the enemy team, right? So in here he's playing around the Fed Jacks as well a little bit. And so it looks like this tower will be gone very, very quickly, because he gives a nice amount of attack speed buff as well to... Oh, he TP'd away. Okay, so they got a TP as well. He does use his Ejects, does have Trinity and Demolish. So in no time they're gonna destroy the tower, right? Now his team did actually get some value, right? So they got probably a Poppy kill, Galio died. Jin the door. That's a bit concerning. That is a bit concerning. Okay. Sundered Sky. So his new current favorite build is usually Eclipse, Sundered Sky, Spirit Visage if they have a decent... I don't even know if it's AP dependent or not, but he really loves Spirit Visage because obviously you have a shield in your kit, so that shield does get increased. But notably, you know, you do have actually a heal and a shield item, so that kind of like helps you to amplify those, the Spirit Visage. Makes you like a very, very strong bruiser. So now he's gonna max his W after like everything else being like maxed out, and his W will give him like 20 shield, more slow, right? So this is where like Jarvan is peeking. So usually bruisers are peeking at 2 items that are not scaling oriented, like hyper scaling oriented, you know, like these champions like Fiora and Camille. Obviously they are hard scaling, but these champs like Jarvan, they usually pick around maybe 2, maybe 3 items, depends, but they are not hard scalers. They usually sit around 2 items and they are in a very strong spot. So this is actually a very, very like strong spot to be in, right? So this is like a power spike he reached that he has to sort of maintain, secure those barons, secure those drakes, and at this point a lot it comes down to just giving a lead to the scalers, you know. So at this point he is more than willing, I do believe, to give some kills to Jinx, to give some kills to the other potentially scaling champions, right? Because even so Galio, actually Galio is actually interesting, because like if you give Galio kills and he goes for the magic pen build, which I think this guy does go for, you can actually one-shot quite nicely, like your damage is just insane actually. Like insane lots, like too much of damage. Just CSing for now. I think he just picks up the camps, takes the best possible fights. He's looking to secure those drakes. So I think this game looks like it looks like either like it's gonna be a soul point game, or it's just simply gonna end before that happens. So it depends how the enemy team plays. If they play more, oh my fucking god, the sun just, oh my god. I told you guys I'm literally getting ganked by the sun. I think he will get the Janna flash as well. Does look like Janna doesn't have flash. Does look like, bro, right now it no matter. Right, doesn't matter what how I sit when the sun is beating regardless into my eyes. I need something to put on the door, man. So it does EQ instantly to get out that Fiora parry, but there is no follow-up. He was kinda like forced to actually take the TQ. He could maybe mind game it, but he had to be quick about it, because otherwise she will walk out of it or she will keep parry, so it's like, yeah. But the tower is gone regardless, which is seen to be a good thing, because another huge amount of gold he actually did gain. Does have his Spirit Visage very soon. Spirit Visage is again like makes him such a strong defensive champion. So he has like so many shields, you know. You see, like it's just so strong. Like it just makes him so goddamn strong with all the many shields and heals he has, right? Catches an EQ on Fiora. Fiora is 2 levels under. Now normally Fiora is not the thing you wanna duel, but he's not dueling her, while also like he's way too ahead, so he gets to do that. But like usually don't duel Fiora as Jarvan, don't, especially if she is ahead or you're even to her, only if your teammates are around, cause she is supposed to like outscale you. So it does look like we don't really does look like they don't really, I don't know, his team is like fighting quite a lot, right? It was quite a bad fight because Agurin wasn't in position, right? So I like the fact that Jax was a bit more creative and he went for Stridebreaker. It's a really good item on Jax as well, because sometimes you wanna jump in, but you can't connect your E. So that kinda like helps you actually to get that really good like E off. Sometimes it helps you to connect your E, the Stridebreaker. Sometimes it also, you jump in, you Stridebreaker, you hold into your E. Maybe if you have Mercs, Syndra could like EQ you, but then you could like follow it up, you know, because like you slowed her and you sped yourself up. So it's kind of like that could actually help even into her, but a lot it comes down to that it's not only that they have 3 squishy champs where Stridebreaker does help a lot because it provides nice base stats, speed, slow, whatnot, but into Fiora it's actually quite good on the side lane, because if she ever R's you, you could Stridebreaker and disengage, and that's actually insane, you know, if you get to do that. You maybe jump on a ward if you need it, but usually a Stridebreaker Q into a minion that helps a lot, you know, if she ever R's, so that gives you lots of like help on the pacing of the combat, you know, you can dictate a little bit more how does sort of the side lane go, right? So I think they're mainly looking for Drakes. They're mainly looking for Drake's consistent fights, so they're looking for that really good like Jarvan or into Galio or, so they kinda like have to use it in one sync. If he hits more than one target, that's like super good with his R. Does get the wolves. Let's get the wolves actually. So intentionally, by the way, so Jarvan players don't like EQ. They just like miss their Q intentionally. Because like what's gonna happen is that if you go into an EQ animation, you're gonna knock up the Grom, but you see he's full HP anyways, you know? You're gonna knock up the Grom, but you place yourself in a animation which makes you miss some basic attacks. 1 or 2 at max, but it's still very important to like speed up your jungle clear, I mean almost at wave clear. Does get the Q off. It does look like he can. He does have a spirit visage, right? It did actually give so far a very nice amount of amp, right? So he did actually provide. And the interesting thing is it's also Earth Soul. So just calculate the shields, right? So this provides you 25% extra heals and shields, right? Now the notable thing is that you do have actually like your shield, your heal, your other shield, your other shield. Conqueror helps a little bit. The Drake Soul is a shield, so amping all the many shields and heals and whatnot. So base shield, right? Ideally if you had an enchanter, it would be somewhat better, but Bay also does provide a shield. So we can see that there is quite a lot of shields plus Ligario. Obviously, like when he ors Jarvan, you know, he also gives him, guys, what? A shield, which is also like flat shield wise is quite big, which does actually get amped. So there are just shields. There are just so many shields, you know. There are shields, so many of those. It's unreal. So right now he does I think he goes for a Frozen Heart. That's his favorite, I think. Loves the Frozen Heart. It's not really a builded item after so many nerfs, but I think certain games it's kinda nice if you want to get a decent amount of armor with some cooldown, with some for still a cheap price, you know. Because they only have one champion that crits, you know, for Randuin, so that can also be focused out easily, so it's like, yeah. That's fine though. So Syndra did actually siege, they went for a fight that didn't quite succeed, but the important thing is not that you succeed with the fight, the important thing is you don't overdo it if you are and someone flashes. Just sometimes you accept it, you wait your R cooldown up, which is up in 46 seconds, flash is up every 5 minutes, which means you're gonna have your R up fast, right, quick enough to R the Jhin. The next time he doesn't have his R, Galio follows it up, or whoever, Jinx, Rocket, whatnot, you know, way ranged abilities. And that will give you actually a consistent amount of kill, because none of them have flash. So just getting those flashes is a big victory. But a lot of people are not satisfied with that. But that's something you should be happy for. You should just be like, yeah, I got his flash. That's good enough, you know. I got his flash. That's actually a small victory I took, which will allow you to get those drakes, get those barons more easily, because they don't have a way to like defend themselves from Agurin Star. Because one of the notable things is that only Fiora gets to jump out of Jarvan's R. Now Poppy could arguably like E out if there is a minion around, or maybe E Jarvan into his own wall, if that's ever really a good idea. But in here it wasn't really, because he you know, she just dies to Gallior. So maybe Poppy could arguably R out Jarvan, you know, from his own like cage with her R, but they don't have a lots of counterplay, you see, when it comes to down to their base kit, right? Because even Janna's Q is not super efficient into Jarvan's. Alright, so that's it for now. I hope you guys learned a little bit extra. Oh my god, the sun. Little bit about the jungle role, a little bit about how to play as the rank 1 jungler, you know. You can see like you can like learn quite a lot just by looking at the replays and then sort of analyzing it yourself. Just ask yourself some questions, you know. Now I know some things in lower ranks will go differently. You don't get the same rotations, you don't get the same help from your teammates, so some things will go differently. This video is just general idea about his mindset, his consistency, his way of playing, which may not be so easily applicable in lower ranks in some case scenarios, because people will not play around you if you try to go for a certain place. So you have to keep your eyes also peeled in lower ranks if your teammates are actually following up. So that's it for now, guys. Have a nice day.